Okay. Oh, good morning. Thank you for being here. I really appreciate it. So we're on the last yama. So next week on Friday we'll start the new niyamas, which are interesting too. I think they're always good to think about. So the last yama is called Aparigraha, which means non-attachment, freedom from greed and possessiveness. Let me put it that way. It's also known as non-coveting. So close your eyes. Find a nice posture for you this morning. Turn inward. When you are able to let go of things that you're attached to, it brings all kinds of good things to you. So when we become greedy and covetous, we lose the ability to see our one eternal possession, which is our true self. And when we cling to what we have, we lose the ability to be open to receive what we need. And just take a moment to think of something, whether it's something you own, someone that kind of sucks your energy that maybe you can let go of. I recently had to let go and realize that I lost a tree and it had to move, make room for more trees. When you're able to let go of things, you usually have access to a higher knowledge of life, better access, I should say. You become more self-reliant, confidence in your ability to make decisions and in your existence, really. You get to know yourself better. You gain an understanding of impermanence because all things change. So we have to adapt to that change. If something is not serving its purpose anymore, we let it go. And I think when we're able to do that, we gain a greater enjoyment in our lives. Henry David Thoreau said, "It is the preoccupation with possessions more than anything else that prevents us from living freely and nobly." And I like to think of breath as a great symbol for Aparigraha. So every time you take a breath in, you receive. It's a good thing for your body. And then when we've received everything we can from it, then we let it go. Just think of your breath in that way as you take a few breaths that you're very aware of. Draw in good things, life force, oxygen. Let go when it's not needed anymore. And please bring hands to heart center. May we all adopt Aparigraha, non-possessiveness. Remembering that the only thing we truly own is our true self. Please lower your hands, open your eyes. Sitting up nice and tall with a big inhale, stretch your arms up. And then exhale, bring your right hand off to the side and just entertain a nice stretch. And then when you're ready, just turn and square up your shoulders. You can bring your left hand to your knee or to the floor. And then with your next inhale, sweep your arms back up. Feel really grounded, and then go to the other side. And slowly turn and twist to your left now. Trying to square the shoulders, keeping long in your spine though. And then on your next inhale, stretch up and fold forward if that feels okay for you. And then come on up and just switch the shin that's in front. Notice how it feels weird the other way because we always sit the same way. And inhale, stretch up. And we'll do the same thing. Arc to your right. And then square up the shoulders towards the side. If you can, think long side body. And then inhale, come on up. And exhale, arc. And slowly square it up when you're ready to do that. And inhale back up, feel the length, and exhale, fold again. Draw the hip creases back, stretch out. And slowly come on up. Now slide off your blanket and just stretch your legs out long in front of you. And inner spiral, I like to do it this way, just pulling the leg into the socket so that you can sit up nice and tall. Just bring your fingertips beside you. Think I'm pressing down into the floor. If you need to bend your knees, you can. If it's too much on your hamstrings, just feel nice and long. And then walk your hands back so that your fingers are pointing forward, and slowly lower to your elbows there. And then when you get there, think I'm protecting my back, the shoulders, and then I'm going to broaden the clavicles and lift my heart a little bit and make a big curve in my low back. Keep broadening the clavicles. I like to just think long back of neck. So I'm drawing my chin back, lengthening. And then if you feel super connected, you can extend your head back, keeping really strong, supporting it. Good. And then lift the head, lift back up to the hands, and get that nice tall Dandasana again. And then slowly fold forward to Paschimottanasana. If you need to, bend your knees. Like I said, you can just lay your belly on your upper thighs, no matter where it is, or you can fold all the way into Paschimottanasana. Keep strong in the legs. And then come on up. Bend just to your right knee, so your heel's in line with your sits bone. Interlace and pull up and back. Get really tall. And then keep that, and you can wrap your left elbow around your knee. Bring your right hand behind you. I always have to think, draw a low belly up to lengthen and keep the sits bones back, and then twist. And then please unwind and switch. Interlace. Back and up. And then wrap and twist. Trying to get everything warmed up a little bit. I like to press my arm into my knee. Just work the outside of my hip a little bit. And come on back. Bend both knees now. And make sure the feet are out in front of you a little bit. Grab behind the knees. Think of that position where you're having a tall spine, you're protecting your shoulders, and then you lean back and move into boat pose. You can let go if you want. You can try and lengthen up taller just by pulling your legs closer. Oh, good to me today. Good. And then release. Good. And then just bring your legs wide. I always have to inner spiral here too. Just for a nice little stretch. Just make sure you're sitting nice and tall. And then just fold forward to wherever it feels like a good stretch this morning. Press heels down isometrically towards each other if that feels good. Then try pressing isometrically away from each other. It just feels different. And then slowly come on back up. Oh, that felt good. Come on to all fours. And make sure you have good hand position. So the fingers are wide, but not too wide. You're pressing down on fingertips, finger mounds, but maybe not too much right at the base of the wrist. And then just start to move forward and back, just stretching out the wrist and the hands. And the further you go, the more stretch there'll be, but just go where it feels like a good thing for you, not intense. Good, and then turn the hands out. Make sure the wrists are under the shoulders or maybe even a little wider, and do a little circle here. You'll feel a little bit different warm up for the wrists. Be sure and be mindful with pressing through all parts of the hand, and switch directions for a couple. Good, and then pause. If you want to turn the fingers towards your knees, your thumbs out. Might have to move your knees closer. It's too intense. And then just again, just forward and back very gently, being mindful. And then turn the hands forward again. Roll the toes under and walk back to sit on your heels. And just shake out your hands and wrists. Get a good stretch in your quads, feet. Ooh. Yeah. And then come on forward to all fours again. And just start moving through some cow cat. One more round. And then go ahead and sit back to a child's pose. Get off your wrists completely. Remembering your breath, the ultimate symbol of letting go. And then come on up and transition to a downward facing dog. Crack, crack. That's what I'm doing too. Everybody's cracking this morning. We aren't supposed to have this cold weather again, but it is still April, right? I didn't realize it was going to frost last night, and I didn't cover my garden, which I planted last weekend. But I think it's fine. There's only one thing coming up so far. Um, it's rhubarb that you saw. But I do have cilantro that volunteered, so walk out your dog. Swivel your hips if you want. Yeah, so that was exciting. Come forward to plank. And just remembering to support your shoulders front and back, lower to the mat. Stretch your feet long. Stretch the back of your neck long. And come up to cobra. And lengthen. Couple breaths. Good. Come on. Back to downward facing dog. Notice again your hand position. Armpits hollow, shoulders supported. No belly drawing up. You can get the back of your legs stretched out. Feel like there's energy moving up from the ground, up your arms into your heart, up your legs into your heart, and then send energy back down. Okay, now one hand width at a time, walk back to a forward fold. You might have to bend your knees to get there, because I don't want you to really round your low back. And then just pause there for a moment. Maybe walk your hands to the left and to the right. Back to center. And then start by bending your knees slightly and then round your low back. Sorry. And roll all the way up to standing. Good. Stretch your arms up. Nice and tall here. Maybe grab your left wrist with your right hand, arc to your right. Inhale back to center. Switch up to your left. Now we're getting warmed up. Inhale, stretch up tall, and exhale, fold forward. And then just like you got there, walk your hands back out to downward dog. And slowly walk your feet to your hands. So you're back up to the front of your mat. And inhale, pranam. Exhale, fold. Inhale, pranam. Exhale, fold. And inhale, sweep all the way up. Reach up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Good. I'm going to have you grab your blocks just in case you want them. You don't have to use them today, but to bring them just in case you need them to the outside of your feet. And then reach up tall and fold forward. Inhale, pranam. Exhale, let go. Inhale, sweep all the way back up. Exhale, let go of your breath as you bring hands to heart center. Inhale, stretch it up. Exhale, fold. Pranam. And fold. And inhale, sweep all the way up again. And exhale, let go, hands to heart center. One more like that. Inhale, stretch it up. Exhale, fold. Pranam and fold. Inhale, sweep it all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, stretch up. Exhale, fold. Pranam and fold. And step your right foot back to a deep lunge. Lift the heel high and lower it a few times. Just check out how everything's feeling in this position now. Left hip crease stays back. Everything lines up, heel, knee, sits bone. Good. And then lower your back knee and slide your hips back to a runner's lunge. You can flex your foot if you want to draw the leg into the socket. Make sure everything's lined up. Breathing. Maybe stretching the toes long, folding deeper if that feels good. And then slowly bend back into the front knee and take your time to come up upright and stretch up for Anjane Asana. You can trust yourself. Really feel grounded, hugging in. And then let go a little with your breath once you get in a good position. And on your next inhale, really feel tall and supported, and exhale, touch down. I'm going to lift my back knee, step back, downward facing dog. Come forward to plank. If you're on the blocks, fine. Hold plank for a moment, just notice. And then bring your right knee to your chest, point your toes back, keep everything lined up, step it back, bring your left knee in, hold it, step it back, right knee in again, step it back, left knee in again, step it back and push back. Downward facing dog. Please extend your right leg now. Just notice that. Point your toe maybe. Keep your hips square to the floor. And then step that foot through to deep lunge. Take a moment and deep lunge. Really feeling it. Maybe lift and lower the heel a few times. And then go ahead and lower the back knee. Slide the hips back for a runner's lunge. Stretch the toes. Maybe fold. Keeping everything lined up. I always have to kind of remind my right hip to stay wide enough. I don't know why, but it's just my tendency. You can fold deeper if you want. And then bend back into the front knee. Slowly come upright for Anjane Asana. And exhale, touch down. Lift the back knee. Step back, downward facing dog. My blocks flat. Come forward to plank. Lift the left knee into your chest. Hold for a moment. Stretch it back out, plank. Right knee. Left knee again. Plank and push back. Down dog. Extend the left leg. Point the toe. Oh, that feels good. And then step it through. Deep lunge. Good. And step forward to an Uttanasana, forward fold. You can wrap your forearms around your shins and maybe clasp your hands back there. And just kind of think to yourself, I'm pressing in to my shins and pressing wider with my sits bones. Ooh, feel that? Good. And then release. Inhale, pranam. Exhale, fold. And inhale, sweep all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. And we're going to do that same sequence again, but maybe a little faster. So inhale, stretch it up. Exhale, fold. Pranam. And fold. Step your right foot back. Deep lunge. And on your exhale, lower the back knee. Inhale, slide the hips back. Runner's lunge. For one more breath. And then on the exhale, come back and bend the front knee. Hug to the midline and inhale, stretch up, Anjane. And on your exhale, touch down to the blocks, lift the back knee. And then step back to plank. Inhale, lift the right knee. Exhale, release it, plank. Inhale, lift the left knee. Exhale, release it, plank. Inhale, lift the right knee. Exhale, release to plank and push back, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift the right leg. Exhale, step it through, deep lunge. Lower the back knee on your exhale. Slide the hips back. Runner's lunge. And bend back into the front knee. Inhale, stretch up. Anjane. One more breath. And on the exhale, touch down to the blocks, lift the back knee, and step back to plank pose. Run the clavicle, stay really strong, long back of neck. Hug your left knee in and bring it back. Inhale, right knee hugs in. Exhale, bring it back. Inhale, left knee in. Exhale, put it back, push back, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift the left leg. Exhale, step it through, deep lunge. Inhale, step forward. Exhale, forward fold. Pause there. Inhale, pranam. Exhale, fold. And inhale, sweep all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Good. Inhale, dump it up. Exhale, fold. Pranam. And fold. Step both feet back to downward facing dog. And then go ahead and lower your knees and set your blocks off for a moment and come back to downward facing dog. Please extend your right leg, bend the knee, and open the hips. Twist on the lower body this time. Keep your left armpit lifting. Square up your hips and touch the right foot down. Extend the left foot. Bend the knee as you stack left hip on right. Don't let your right armpit get saggy. Wild dog. Good, square it up. Bring the foot down and come down to all fours. And stretching your feet long, come up to a seated position on the heels if you can. It doesn't work for you, notice. And can you all reach your blanket? And bring the blanket in front of you. Now this is gonna be like, in case you do a head crash, because we're gonna do Bakasana. So bring your hands kind of right behind the blanket, maybe even underneath a little bit. For me, I like that. And then come forward, curl your toes under, and then lift your hips up and walk your feet forward a little bit. And then come down to a deep squat there with your hands firmly planted, your heels lifted. Take a couple breaths. And then lift your hips up high and get your upper arms on your shins if you can, or on the knees. And then think, I'm just gonna really use my core. So draw the belly button towards the spine, lean forward so you're shifting weight on your hands, and try and lift your feet. Hug your heels into your bum. And come on out. Good job. Just sit back for a moment. You guys both got it. Yay. Hope you did too, Laura. That's good. Okay, since you guys did so well, I'll try one more thing. So grab your blocks and bring them behind you. And then come up to a forward fold. You might have your feet a little wider. And then you're just gonna reach, you're gonna have to bend into that squat again, but reach behind you. See if this works. I can't do it with the blocks. Your fingers pointing towards you. If you don't need the blocks, you don't have to. But this is the tricky part. You have to lean back on your hands, hug your arms with your knees, and then extend your legs. Chidibasana. Yay, Jeanette. Yay. Woo! That was awesome. Yeah, try it one more time. It's kind of nice with the blocks, isn't it? Yeah. Try it one more time. Just play. Oops, I have to get my hands back. The tricky part is trusting yourself when you come back to your hands. And I'm not. I'm going to do. Yeah, that's it. Use your core. Use your core. That's okay. It comes. Trust me. Good. Yeah, with the blocks to dismount is a little tricky. Good job. Stretch your legs long in front of you. Sit up nice and tall to Dandasana. Just to stretch again to that Purvottanasana. Just move your hands back, pointing towards you. I like to have mine a little wider than my shoulders. And this time, instead of coming to elbows, just arch your back here, protect front and back, broaden your clavicles. Good. Now bend your knees. Keep everything the same. Don't let your arms do this. Just keep thinking shoulder blades on the back, broaden the clavicles, lift your heart, and then maybe lift your hips to tabletop. Ooh, nice. Good. And release down. Come back to the leg extended position. Hold that really nice supported shoulder and then lift your hips up here. Press into your heels. Oh, yeah. And release down. Walk your hands back up. Good job. Get nice and tall. And fold forward. Paschimottanasana. And come on up. And do Mariachi twist again. So bend your right knee. This time maybe bring it to the outside. And we're going to twist towards your left first. So grab the elbow, twist that way. Keep a nice long spine. Maybe bring your elbow on the inside. Press into it, your knee into your elbow. Feel it in your hip. Good. Come back to the center. Now switch. Left elbow comes on the knee. Feel your sits bones. Let go of going too deep. And unwind. Stretch that leg out long. Bring the left one up. Cross it over if that feels good for you. Get tall first. So pull back and up. And then twist to your left. You can press knee into arm if you like. Till you bring the elbow on the inside. Nice and tall. And then switch. Maybe bring it to the outside if you want. And then unwind. Come back to both knees, bent position, grab behind the knees, lengthen and lift. Navasana. See how tall you can get in your spine, then bring both hands to the right and both hands to the left. Back to center, lift your feet higher, reach for your toes. And release. Good. And then just bring wide legs again. Inner spiral if you need to. And fold. Little sits bones. Should feel a lot easier this time. This time, if you want to, reach for your ankles or your feet. Oh, nice stretch. And coming on back up. Go ahead and come onto your backs. Just take a moment to get comfortable there. Turn this lights off. Feel your shoulder blades underneath you. And then lift your right leg up and interlace behind the thigh. And try to keep the sacrum grounded and a little curve in your low back and extend the left leg to the floor. And then stretch your legs straight. Press into your hands with your legs. Your arms should be full length. And then just move your foot around. Flex and point. And release that leg and switch. Your spine positions should not change. So if it's rolling so your low back's down, bend your knee. You can bend your top knee, you can bend your bottom knee. Just loosen up your ankle a little bit. Good. And then lift both legs up towards the ceiling, legs up the wall. Support yourself with your hands by your hips. And if you want to do plow pose, you can do that. Just bring your feet up behind you. Shoulder blades underneath. You can support your hips with your hands if you want. And then see about extending one leg up towards the ceiling, maybe the other. Shoulder stand. And then stretching the legs back, roll down. Bring your feet together right on your mat and open your knees for Supta Baddha Konasana. And when you're ready, go ahead and transition for Shavasana. Think of Aparigraha. Just let go. You can use your breath to help you, remembering every exhale to let go. You keep relaxing. Just wanted to share a poem. Hold on, hold on, hold on, they said. You're a dandelion in the breeze. Look what the winds of change have done to all these autumn leaves. Hold on, hold on, hold on. This big wide world is not for you. Hold on for long enough for the last gust to dance on through. So I held on, held on, held on. They said that's how you know you're strong. But not until I wilted did I notice something wrong. I thought holding on was bravery, but when winds of change do blow, sometimes it's even braver still to let go, let go, let go. You start to notice your symbol of letting go, your breath. Take a few long, slow, deep breaths. And start to move when you're ready. Eventually make your way up to seated however you want. Bring hands to heart center. Thank you so much for practicing. Appreciate you guys. Namaste. Thank you. Thank you. Have a great weekend. And hopefully, I don't know if it's going to be sunny again today or not, but it looks like it so far. Thanks, Laura.